Welcome to the Title II Part A Supporting Effective Instruction Program Overview. This webinar will provide you with essential information following this agenda. Purpose of Title II Part A program, uses of funds, LEA planning, grant administration requirements, monitoring expectations, and application process. Title II Part A originates from the Elementary and Secondary Education Act, ESEA, concentrating on improving education quality. Title II Part A is a grant that provides supplemental activities to improve the quality and effectiveness of teachers and school leaders in K-12 school. The purpose of Title II Part A is to increase student achievement, improve the quality and effectiveness of teachers, principals, and other school leaders, increase the number of teachers, principals, and other school leaders who are effective in improving student academic achievement in schools, and provide low-income students and minority students greater access to effective teachers, principals, and other school leaders. It is important to understand that these funds are supplement, not surplus. Section 2301 of the ESEA requires that an SEA cannot use Title II Part A funds to replace other non-federal funds such as state and local funds that would otherwise be used for activities authorized under Title II Part A. All LEAs are eligible to receive Title II Part A funds. Title II Part A funds are allocated based on the following formula: 20% based on the number of individuals ages 5 to 17, 80% based on the number of individuals ages 5 to 17 from families with income below the poverty line compared to this population. Title II Part A funds can be used for the following activities: professional learning, activities that provide educators with the knowledge and skills to help students succeed; recruitment, programs aimed at attracting and keeping qualified educators to improve school staffing; retention is aimed to retain effective teachers, especially in low-income schools; equitable distribution of effective educators, providing additional resources and assistance to educators in schools with significant challenges. All activities for Title II Part A need to be met with evidence-based actions. Title II Part A Grant Administrations. Some questions to help you plan the expenditures for Title II Part A funds are the following. The first question is if the activity is reasonable, meaning if the cost does not exceed an amount that is prudent and under a fair market price. The next question is if the activity is allocable. This means if the activity is necessary to the overall operation for the benefit of the program. The next question is if the activity is necessary, meaning if the activity is essential for implementing the program. The final consideration is to keep all activities documented to ensure that evidence of expenditures can trace how the funds were spent. When the LEA starts to plan Title II Part A program, it is important to consider the following. What are the LEA needs? The district can develop a needs assessment based on data that can demonstrate the current needs of the LEA. These are some examples of data: student enrollment data, student academic data, teacher certification data. Based on the needs assessment, how will the LEA address its needs? The LEA can develop a plan with activities that can meet its needs: professional learning, recruitment retention programs, and equitable distribution of effective educators. Finally, who will be involved in deciding the LEA's needs? The district must bring the different shareholders together to decide on the plan for the Title II Part A program: parents, family members, school personnel, teachers, LEA leaders, school leaders, and community partners. Title II Part A program requirements are the following. Activities must be consistent with the purpose of Title II in Section 2001 and an allowable activity under Section 2103. The plan must ensure that the use of funds is reasonable and necessary for the Title II Part A funded activities, and in compliance with the specific provisions of this cost principle. The plan must adhere to relevant sections of the Education Department General Administrative Regulation, (EDGAR). The plan must ensure that activities address the learning needs of all students, including children with disabilities, English learners, and gifted and talented students. Finally, one thing to consider is that the program development must meet the basic principles contained in the ESEA definition of professional development. Title II Part A Monitoring. LEAs will be monitored for both fiscal and programmatic elements to ensure that the LEA achieves the goals and objectives of the award and complies with federal statutes, regulations, and the terms and conditions of the award. LEAs also must complete reports and documentation to support policy, processes and procedures, internal control, expenditures, accounting records, and time and effort certification. Title II Part A Application Guide. The application guide for 2025 Title II Part A is available on the agency website. The applications are due on September 30th, 2025. Our team will start reviewing applications right away until December 31st, 2025. If you have any questions, you can reach out to the point of contact for your LEA. Information is provided in this slide. Finally, we have additional resources available to you as well. Thank you for your time.